2.
Hey, welcome to Stuck in Beta. I'm Greg. With me is Josh.
Hey, Greg.
And only Josh. We have a Josh here, at least one Josh every week.
That's right.
It's the guarantee.
Always a Greg and at least one Josh.
Yeah. So
that's all we guarantee.
That's all we guarantee. So if you want, we've got some food, so we might as well go into the food segment first. So go ahead.
Cashews, almonds, macadamia nuts, lilac, pecans too, pistachio.
All right, so you've been after these for a couple weeks now.
Yeah, because they're new.
You love anything that has the word new in it.
Oh, I know.
That goes back forever.
Oh, I know. I'm a sucker for the word new, limited time, that type thing where it's
Limited time. Yeah, that'll get you.
back for limited time.
Yeah.
That,
So what we have here is the Burger King taco.
Burger King has brought tacos to us. And you know what? I remember they had tacos in the past.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Because they had this value menu. So I was living in a one-bedroom apartment. I made over $5.5 million.
What is that from? Oh my gosh. What is that?
It was I don't remember.
Was it like an infomercial
Yeah.
or something? Oh my gosh, we need to look that up for our pop culture segment.
From my one-bedroom apartment, I made over $6.5 million every week.
What was he selling? What was his
To
shtick?
get rich quick scheme, I know.
Oh my gosh. That really took me back, but I cannot see the guy's face and I don't know what he was
Yeah.
hawking. Was it like an infomercial on TV?
Yeah, I thought so.
man.
And didn't he have all these bikini models with him
Yeah, I was
on
just
like
gonna
a
say
yacht?
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, we got to look that up.
Because you're like, wow, that could be mine.
Right.
I live in a one-bedroom apartment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That
So-
takes me back.
We're talking about 2004.
Early 2000s.
Something like that. Around that time, Burger King had this dollar menu, and tacos were on it, and I remember chili being on it, and they also had their, what are their little nugget tenders?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now they have nuggets, and they aren't as good as a tender. I think they still have tenders, but anyway.
So it says crunchy tortillas and seasoned beef, introducing the crispy taco featuring a crispy, crunchy tortilla filled with delicious seasoned beef, shredded cheese, or shredded cheddar cheese, and lettuce, all topped with just the right amount of savory taco sauce. Now, full disclaimer, Taco Bell's a sponsor. I mean, Burger King is a sponsor. No, we've had these for I picked them up probably about an hour ago almost.
I thought you were going to say, we've had these sitting here for about a week or two. No, they look exactly like Jack in the Box tacos, except with a fluffier shell.
They don't look at all like the picture on the website.
No.
The picture on the website looks like a true flour tortilla just wrapped in a taco shape.
No, these are filled and deep fried. They got to be.
Huh. All right, let's have a bite. Oh, and there's absolutely no tomato, which wasn't in the description that I just read to you, but it's in the picture.
Really?
Yeah. I don't necessarily detect any cheese either.
I was going to say that. I barely have any cheese, if any. Now, the Jack in the Box tacos, they would have a slice of...
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It wouldn't be a shredded.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I got to say, I love Jack in the Box tacos. And these right here, they're very similar.
Yeah.
I don't think they're as good, though.
less flavor, pretty bland.
Yeah.
The lettuce even is like the
Well-
scraps that you would get, like if you were gonna, what is that? What is that kind of lettuce? The head lettuce? If you were
Iceberg.
iceberg lettuce, it's the crap that you don't serve on. At least mine is. It's just the white stuff.
Oh, it's the white stuff. Yeah, I guess. I'm not faulting them for that because lettuce, once you deep fry it, doesn't end up that great.
Hmm.
But and these have been sitting around a while, so. But
Yeah, but lettuce doesn't change color. And my meat is kind of like refried beans, in my opinion.
yeah, it's got that consistency. However, all things considered, this would be something that if I was like, this is something I don't do anymore.
Yeah.
But if I was out at the bar or whatever and on my way home, I'd probably pick up a few of these, you know? Because we have a Taco Bell right next to a Burger King. And if Taco Bell's line was too long, well, actually, Jack in the Box is there too. You have all three tacos right in a row. If the other two were so crowded, I'd pick some up there.
But if money was a factor, and I know that it was 10 years ago, whenever you were probably doing that sort of thing, these are $1 each, whereas
Jack in the
Jack in the
Box.
Box is $2 for $1.
$2 for $1.
Mm-hmm.
Are they still $2 for $1?
Yeah. Well, my kids confirmed that yesterday.
Confirmed.
When I said that I was going to be getting these because Greg was really interested, they said that it's still $2 for $1 at Jack in the Box.
So
These are $1 each.
yeah. Well, there you go.
I mean, very, 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 very similar flavor. They like the exact same. Well, now we made tacos at our house at home yesterday because it was Taco Tuesday. We don't. We must have a different, I don't know, ingredient for our taco. The tacos
Meat?
powder, the powder in the package.
No, taco seasoning.
Taco seasoning. Because they don't taste like at home. They don't taste like Jack in the Box or these.
Yeah, both Jack in the Box and these, the taco meat tastes different. It's like a different type style than Taco Bell.
Yeah, yeah.
Taco Bell is more like the traditional ground beef or
Yeah.
Tex-Mex, I guess I should say, that you make at home with the
Right.
taco seasoning.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But-
All right. Well,
I don't know. They're good. I'd eat them.
I don't know that I'd ever go out of my way to buy them for any reason. Not at this stage not at this season of my life. Yeah, like you said, back in your 20s when you're running around, maybe.
Burger
but
King's getting in the junk food business.
I have slightly higher standards now.
Well, I don't have higher standards, but
You should, Greg.
I need to.
Take care of yourself.
And each other. What are you, Jerry Springer?
I just saw Jerry Springer on my work TV yesterday, and I was like, that show is still on?
Really?
I didn't know that was on still.
Huh.
Yeah. And I saw the very end of it. Whenever he said he was going through his, how he wraps up the show and he's like, it's like so serious.
He gets really serious. There was just, like two people fighting on stage,
Right.
throwing a wedding cake and flowers at each other and biting their legs off or whatever they do. And got a DNA test that the father isn't theirs. But then he goes, now let me be serious for a minute.
Mother and daughter married the same man.
Yeah.
Now let's think about this.
Yeah.
In life, there's a lot of decisions one must make.
It
Take care of yourself and each other.
and each other.
Mhm.
Jerry.
Oh
Man,
my
I haven't
gosh.
watched that in
Yeah.
so long.
I had no idea it was still on. He looks the same.
I can't believe it gets enough ratings to. I mean, it's on at the worst times.
Yeah, it had to be like at 2:00 in the afternoon.
Usually they always put that's the unemployed.
Hey.
Well, I'm just saying.
That's judgy.
Okay, let me just say
They could work second shift or third shift.
I would watch some of those dumb shows like that. While was it the Judge Joe Brown and stuff like that?
Oh, jeez.
But the other guy, when we were in the break room, he would turn that on for lunch.
Yeah.
And when Price is Right changed its schedule to earlier, we used to watch TPIR.
That's quality.
I was
television.
trying to be cool and say it like but so it was funny. All the commercials would be about getting like phones that you couldn't afford.
Yeah.
Stuff for seniors like diabetes,
That's
and back pain, Medicare stuff.
right.
There would be stuff for getting your college stuff and law firms. Get out of your DIY. Were you unhurt in a job? And stuff like that.
So the senior citizens, the unemployed, the losers who have gotten drunk and
sue happy people.
Yeah.
But
what is the college thing? You said college something or
Oh, there'd be like colleges too.
Like hey, go to school instead of sitting on
those I agree with.
Yeah.
Those are like, hey, do something with your life.
Or are they like the local like Sanford Brown colleges?
Local ones, yeah, but still, the few of them aren't around anymore.
Yeah. Vatterott.
Yeah, one that I went to.
Sanford Brown, that's not around anymore.
I am so glad I got my education before they closed down.
That's right. Hey, it could have been worse. You could have been right in the middle of it.
Oh, that'd be horrible.
I don't know what they would do.
Yeah, I don't know. And all my stuff that I owed them is, I guess, gone.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Don't have to owe 'em money anymore. They
Really?
don't exist. How are you going to pay back a company that doesn't exist?
Did that really happen?
Yeah.
No way.
Uh-huh. I mean, I still got student loans.
Oh.
But I mean, I had some payments. I think it was like books or something.
Oh, like direct to them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Huh.
Very strange.
Yeah. So last week I was absent.
Oh, you were? I didn't
Yeah.
notice.
So we had our family vacation to the Myrtle Beach area, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
Yeah.
Decided to go out east this year and took a long, dreadful drive all the way through, what is that? Man, so we touched so many states that you start out in Missouri, you cross over into Illinois, then Kentucky, then Tennessee, then North Carolina, then South Carolina.
You're just touching the tip of Kentucky.
No, you're touching the tip of Illinois. You drive through Kentucky for quite a while.
Oh, okay.
But, man.
Oh, if you're going south, okay. Yeah.
It was a long drive. We broke it up, stayed in Knoxville the first night. Turned out to be not a very good area, not a very good part of town.
Did you see the sun sphere?
What is that?
That big old tower.
Oh, yeah. That's in downtown, right?
Yeah, that was on The Simpsons when
Really?
they went to Knoxville because it was the home of. They didn't know it was. They were looking at 1984 World's Fair guidebook or something. And when he got there, it was almost falling over. And
Oh my gosh!
guy sold wigs, and he goes, "Oh, you mean the wig sphere? I got a bunch of storage up there. You can go in it if you'd like."
That's funny.
Yeah.
And then on our way back, we stayed in Nashville, but it not like in downtown or anything. It was just right off the highway kind of stuff. But yeah, long drive, 14, 15 hours, whatever it is, one way. So we broke it up. But did some cool stuff out there. We rode in a helicopter, took a helicopter ride. That was fun. And that's something I would highly recommend. It's just kind of a tourist trap type thing, where they.
I've never been in one. How many people can go in a helicopter?
3 plus the pilot.
Okay.
So
you had to take two helicopters.
Well, we took 4 actually because we had our 4 kids and then Lexi brought her boyfriend. So it was first trip. So it was 7 of us. So we had to break it up into 3 helicopter rides. But it was pretty cool because they took you up over the town of Myrtle Beach and then out over the ocean.
Oh,
that was pretty neat.
Cool.
And then we did one of those dolphin cruises, which you and I had done.
Yeah, just take a boat out looking for dolphins.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
We did one of those, but it was different. Like the one we did in Gulf Shores was kind of through the inlets, like it was not out in the ocean. It was more in the water, inland waterways. This one, they took you out into the ocean. We were like 3 miles offshore, and that was pretty cool because we didn't see a single dolphin, but being that that's my first time like actually out in the ocean, on any kind of, any kind of boat or anything. So that was our two kind of highlights.
So is the water out in that area cooler than the Gulf? Or would you even notice?
I don't know that I would notice. We had really good weather out there. It was in the 80s. There was a tropical depression, I think they called it, Barry, that was kind of off the coast, a couple, like 100 miles or whatever. And it didn't cause any weather for us, but you could see it off in the distance sometimes. And it was causing some of the waves to come up, and there were some white caps, which was kind of cool because, going out and off the beach, and, there was actually surfers that were coming in.
Oh, yeah.
Doing, surfboard type stuff. They weren't high. I mean, these waves are like maybe 5 feet high or something like that. They weren't too impressive, but
those surfs up.
Yeah, they were a lot higher than what I'm used to.
Yeah,
They'd knock you to the ground, or knock you under.
I remember that when we were in St. Augustine, because that's on that side too.
Mm-hmm.
The waves were a lot stronger than they were
down in the Gulf.
Down in the Gulf.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was kind of it. I mean, we did a little bit. We went to a couple restaurants, and I'll say down there, one thing I was really surprised about is just the volume of restaurants that were down there. Unlike whenever we've been to Gulf Shores, Alabama, like 3 times. We've been down to Texas. Corpus Christi was another place we went one time. But this, I mean, man, the restaurants were just everywhere. I mean, it was unbelievable. Now,
Sbarro.
I mean, we went. So the two we went to the what is it? The
Waffle House.
The Wahlburgers. We went.
Oh yeah,
we went there. You been to one of those?
No, I know there's one in Vegas now, but
yeah,
we haven't been there.
We went to one of those, and it was pretty cool. I mean, it was good food, and a variety of different like types of styles of burgers, but man, it was just everywhere was just jam packed. The amount of tourism in that area, I think a lot of people come from. We met people from Pennsylvania, so I think a lot of people from the East Coast just come down that way.
I could see that.
Whereas in Gulf Shores, it's a lot of people from the Midwest. But for whatever reason, man, the amount of restaurants, and then everywhere throughout the week, everywhere had a huge wait. I mean, hours to get to dinner. And this place we went to. On the other night, I don't even know what it was called. It was just some random place. Lori looked in the guest book of the condo we were staying in. Somebody had said they went there and they had a good time. It's called Dead Dog. And their shtick was that people would bring in pictures of their dogs that had died. Oh. Not a picture of a dead dog, but like it's kind of like
in morbid.
In memoriam, it'd be picture. So all the walls were covered with these, small pictures of dogs, and it would say like their, birth date and death date. So in memoriam kind of thing. But we got terrible food there. I mean,
you probably don't want to eat somewhere with dog in the title.
She called ahead, and they said she wanted to put down a reservation for 7:00, and they're like, "Well, we don't really do reservations. We just do call aheads." She's like, okay, we'll
do a call ahead.
Yeah, I'll do a call ahead. So put my name on the list. Well, we get there at 7, and they're like, oh, yeah, we got you down. It's going to be about an hour and a half wait.
What is the point of calling ahead?
I was thinking of that Seinfeld where it's like, you can take the reservation, but you can't hold the reservation.
Yeah. Everyone can take.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's because, usually a call ahead, you get there, you may wait 15 minutes.
Right.
But, your time is way down.
Yeah. So we were really disappointed. And we tried to make the best of it. And then the food ended up turning out terrible. I mean, we tried to, like, Lori and I, they had this one, like, call it
turd sandwich.
We were calling it a Krabby Patty. It was like a crab patty, I think is what it was. Terrible. It was, microwaved from Frozen or something.
So who recommended that to you?
It was in the guest book of the condo that we stayed at.
Oh.
So I don't know.
You couldn't kick anyone's ass.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know.
Check out that Yelp. That'll give you some reviews.
We were on Yelp a little bit, but they all have like the same reviews. I mean, I'm telling you, there was hundreds. There was places where there would be one of the places where the Wahlburgers was. There, like it looked like a mall, like a giant outside mall, like what we would be used to here in St. Louis, one
of the outlet malls.
Outlet malls. Yeah. But instead of it being stores, it's restaurants.
Huh.
I
Wow.
mean, 56. There was a what is the
So area in St. Charles like that has all the bunch of restaurants just in like outdoor mall type setting.
what's the like Southern lady who puts like a stick of butter in everything?
Why can't I think of her name? Yeah, she's got one in Pigeon Forge too.
Okay, yeah, she had one out there. That thing was massive, and then of course everywhere you go, there's like an aquarium nowadays. So that was kind of the centerpiece of that whole restaurant thing. You can't find it.
Why?
Chef that puts a stick of butter in everything.
TV cook.
TV cook. What is her name?
Paula Deen.
Yeah,
There you
Paula
go.
Deen, yeah. That's the only thing I know her for. We didn't go there because that was just, gosh.
It's
it was
all-
like 2 stories, and it was just
Yeah.
like a giant.
Yeah, they have one in Pigeon Forge that is probably the exact same,
Right.
the same setup, 2-story type thing.
Okay.
We were gonna eat there, but it's like it's all like your homes. If you want a home style,
Yeah.
meatloaf, mashed potatoes, fried chicken,
With a stick of butter.
Yeah, I mean it's all that. I'm sure it's good food. Well, it's it's not made by Paula Deen,
Yeah. So one funny thing that or interesting thing that I'll point out is, so we didn't know really anything about that area. We just kind of just randomly thought, hey, let's go east. We go to a place we've never been before. Myrtle Beach sounds like I've heard of it before, so let's
It
try
rhymes
that.
with turtle.
So that's where we decided to go, and we ended up being about 12 to 15 miles south of there in an area called Garden City. But up the coast, you could see Myrtle Beach, and we ended up doing like 3 different things in Myrtle Beach. Like the Wahlburgers was there, the helicopter ride was there, and we had ice cream there one day. But so where we were, it was a lot more like residential, like houses and things like
Mhm.
that. A lot less touristy
Yeah.
feeling. There wasn't like one of those stupid surf styles on every corner,
No.
you know?
Or like in is it Gulf Shore or the Alvins, where it's all the souvenir,
Yeah.
huge souvenir shop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So one day I'm grilling outside there. There's like community grills outside this condo, and I'm talking to a guy, and he was from a lot closer. He's I said that I was from Missouri, from St. Louis area. He's like, whoa, you had a long drive, and I'm like, yeah, we actually were coming down to Myrtle Beach, but we went there yesterday, and I don't know, it's kind of felt different than it does here. I kind of like it here better. And he goes, oh yeah, I stay away from Myrtle Beach. I'm like, really? Oh yeah,
Is
that
he
like.
Canadian?
I'm sorry if I'm using an accent.
Hey.
He said, we stay away from Myrtle Beach because that, like, what did he say? Like 2 years ago, it was ranked like the 3rd highest crime rating in the country.
Did
And I'm
you
like,
say,
what?
Oh yeah, well we're number 1 in
Yeah,
St. Louis.
that's what I said. I go, well, I'm from St. Louis, so this doesn't scare me any. But I think that's one of those statistics that's highly skewed, because I got back and I looked at it, and depending on what report you read and how you Google it or whatever, it's going to come back with these various reports. But it said, so the population in Myrtle Beach is 30,000,
Yeah.
but they get 14 million tourists a year.
Oh, so yeah, it's skewed. Of course.
So all that crime rate is probably, and there were some sketchy areas as we were driving through, but
I bet there's a lot of like what do you call it? Like assault and battery type things.
or just smaller crimes than that.
things like that happen on the
pickpocketing.
beach.
Oh yeah. Pickpocketing and
Boob grabbing.
boob grabbing.
Yeah.
Maybe.
That's a crime.
I didn't is it? Shoot.
Yeah.
Thanks for letting me know.
So, wow, sounds like you had a good time.
Yeah.
Did you get to go to Asheville?
We stopped in Asheville on our way back and went to Sierra Nevada. Did you go there?
No.
And I know you kind of tried to talk me out of it, saying that it was, there's a lot of other.
My whole thing was Sierra Nevada's fine, but it's more of a bigger brand. You could find Sierra Nevada everywhere. it'd be cool to go somewhere where you don't get that back
Oh,
home,
sure. Yeah. And we, unfortunately, with 3 teenage boys
Damn
who
boys.
are not at all interested in beer yet, it wasn't.
Speaking of,
You're gonna get yourself one. It wasn't a terrible experience, but man, they have a beautiful brewery, and everything they do there is really top notch. I mean, I would say it's fancier than what like Anheuser-Busch is now. I mean, and it's a really large scale. It's pretty big. It's pretty impressive what they have going on there. I don't know how much. Obviously, they do like all their brewing for like probably everything east of the Mississippi, but it was, like I said, it was worth it to me to see how large the operation was. We didn't go on a tour or anything, but you could see, and it was kind of in that German, for whatever reason, it kind of looked like a German, I don't know, town or whatever, the way they had it laid out. But
yeah,
they do a lot of cool things there, and they have like specialty. They have the restaurant that we ate in. All their stuff is locally sourced. And then the weird thing that they do there that I've never come across before is, so you order your food. Instead of bringing everything out at the same time, they bring it out when it's ready. Have you ever come across that before?
I mean, I have, and actually, that happened at a restaurant I was at this weekend.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I don't know if we would.
Well, no, I mean that was the gist of the story is that that was strange because they said, well, everything is intended to be shared. Which, I mean, my son Eli, he orders a burger and fries. You're not going to share a burger.
Yeah, you're not sharing that with anyone.
And then Lori ordered this grilled cheese with tomato soup, and they totally forgot about it.
Oh,
so
that seems like that would have came out first.
Yeah, we're all eating, and she's like, "How long does it take?" And then of course our waitress is nowhere to be found, and so then I get mine. Landon gets
service, man.
Yeah, and it, so that was a little frustrating, and they ended up like we didn't even have to ask. They were like, "Hey, we're sorry, we're gonna comp that. Don't worry about it." But it was weird though to have like each plate came out individually because they're like, we have 6 different cook lines and they're all working at a different speed, and
that's a bunch of nonsense because if you are in a if you're in a table setting, if you're being polite, you wait
that's
for
American
everyone
culture
to get their food before you eat,
right? Yeah, because occasionally it's very common for them to bring out let's say 90% of the stuff and say, well, your whatever is still like it's almost done and we're going to have that to you in just a minute.
Yeah, or they simply can't carry it all.
That's true too, yeah.
2 trips.
But this was the way they have it set up there. It's specifically like they bring out one item. And yeah, it was like different runners, for each thing. It was just kind of weird.
And that makes no sense either because if you get a cheeseburger and French fries, does both of those come out together?
No, they came out different.
Oh, those came out separate?
Yeah.
Oh, that is dumb.
So his fries came out, and we were all kind of like snacking on the fries a little bit. And then Landon got his.
Did the cheese on the burger come later?
Yeah.
You wanted lettuce and tomato.
And her whole thing is she said, whenever she introduced herself and she said, well, I forget the terminology that they use, but she said, we want to bring everything out to you fresh and hot.
Nonsense.
And yeah, so we all had different items. Caleb had some pizza. Landon had some wings, and it was just, it was good, but it's just bar, like kind of bar food type stuff. You get what by way I just described it. It was pizza, wings, cheeseburger. That's pretzels is what I had.
That's just dumb because here's what you do in a restaurant. If you're in a restaurant, okay, and you are, say you're making a burger and fries, you start the burger will probably take a little bit longer than the fries. You wait till that's about halfway done or whatever, then you drop the fries.
Yeah, you're watching that ticket.
Then it's already together. You set your time.
Yeah, it was weird.
How a restaurant operates. This is done fast, fresher, so no. Just do them at the right time.
Right.
then they're all fresh at the same time. That's stupid.
So that aside, it was a cool. If I were to go back there, I certainly probably wouldn't
Tell
go
them
there
to
to
piss
eat.
off.
But they do have a good thing going on there. I mean, Sierra Nevada is still family owned. Was started in 1980, which I didn't know. I mean, that's a long time ago. And that we talked about it on past episodes where they had the whole resilience IPA because out in Chico, California, where the wildfires were.
All the breweries were making that.
Yeah. So that was kind of and I told the story to the boys. There
I
was a fire.
Back in my day.
I think they all fell asleep, but I was telling them how, all these all the small breweries all,
Came
joined
together.
forces and yeah.
So, well, good times, man.
Yeah.
Good times. Like I was saying, I went to a really good restaurant the other day. Well, do you call it a restaurant? Okay, it's still a restaurant, but it's not like sitting waitresses come and or waiters, servers, I guess what you're supposed to say.
Yeah.
Come to your table. You go to the counter, order, you sit, and then the people at the counter bring you your food.
Yeah, I mean, it's still
you have
a
like a
restaurant.
number on your table.
Yeah.
So anyway, a counter service, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
Soulard Gyro. Obviously, it must have started in Soulard because this one that I went to wasn't in Soulard. It was in the South County area.
Okay.
Off Butler Hill.
Okay.
And they are freaking delicious. They're really good. And like I said, she got a gyro, I got a gyro, and then we were splitting a fry.
Uh-huh.
And we got these, they're called Greek fries.
Uh-huh.
They put that feta cheese all over it and put tzatziki all over it. Man, those were really good. It was really good. But, man, I got to tell you, that was one of the best gyros I've had.
So did you have was
classic? That's what I did.
Was the guy? Were they true Greeks? Or,
No,
I shouldn't say true, but were they? Did they appear to be Greek?
No. Molly actually, one of her customers is like the wife of the franchisee that has this particular location.
Oh, okay. So the one that I actually have been to the Soulard location, and the guy behind the counter, I mean, he appeared to be Greek. He had that kind of accent and everything.
Oh, yeah,
young guy. It was really good. We went there for a work lunch a couple months ago, something. And but see, one time you and I and Molly and Lori, we went to the concert. I think it was the Alice in Chains concert.
Uh-huh.
And we were in.
We ended up at Pie. You went somewhere else.
In the Del Mar Loop in St. Louis, and there was a gyro shop right across the street. That's where we had our dinner. Man, I was burping that for like 2 days. I could not. So I'm like scared of that now.
You could always get chicken instead of the normal lamb or whatever.
And I think I did, but I said I didn't want any sauce on it. When I was at that location.
You burp all the time from cucumbers though,
yeah.
too.
And he's like, "Oh, you want on the side?"
You don't want the sauce?
Yeah, I was afraid to say it because I thought it would be I thought it would offend him because it's like that's
like
what
the
they
juice,
do.
huh?
So he said, you want on the side, and I'm like, sure, put it on the side. But I thought about dipping it, but I was so scared I didn't want to be burping it the rest of the day, so I didn't even dip it. But it was good without the sauce.
Yeah.
And they just had chips, I think, at that location. I don't remember there being fries there.
Oh. But, yeah, it's good. Very good. What else we got? Hey, so I saw this story today, which I felt is kind of a non-story, but I guess a bunch of our local news stations picked it up and put it on their Facebook. So there's a Harry Potter roller coaster. Well, there's like 3 or 4 in Universal Orlando, and one of them that it was I think it's the Hippogriff or something like that. I don't know the exact name. I don't know Harry Potter. I just know the rides are fun. But there's one, it's just a little roller coaster, and it's stuck on the track.
Okay.
So it wasn't like anyone was upside down or anything.
Right.
They were still like they were only halfway off the
Like the platform.
platform
Yeah,
where
where you
you
take off.
and so it was like stuck, and that was a big news event. And I saw that, I'm like, why is this? And there was like helicopters looking at and shining.
Like, what was there, like a lap thing down that they couldn't?
Yeah, I
undo,
guess that.
or?
And I was thinking, so when I was younger, my dad and I, so our local theme park, Six Flags St. Louis, it, like, one of the big rides there is this wooden roller coaster named Screaming Eagle. When I was younger, maybe about, I don't know, 10, 11, 12, something like that, my dad and I, we had rode that, and at the very end, so do you know, you're familiar
Yeah.
with the ride, at the very end, you got about 3 more hills, and then you're coming into the station at the end.
Yeah, it's like
and it
a
hits
longer
like,
straight stretch.
and then it hits the brakes
Yeah,
like so fast, and you're like, "Ugh!" you feel like you're gonna,
G-force. Yeah,
you feel like you're gonna go blast right through the loading area.
yeah.
So it stopped, and then we were stuck. It
Huh.
wouldn't move. So we're like, what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
And we were stuck there about 30 minutes
Wow.
or so in our seats. And like, I know as an adult, I love roller coasters, but I do not like the restraints.
yeah,
Those, especially I can get away with the lap ones are fine, but the shoulder ones, if like some of the ones that go upside down have the shoulder
Yeah.
ones, and at the end of the ride, sometimes it clicks in a little tighter. And
yeah.
and I start like, I freak out. I do not like that feeling, and I'm like, get me out of here, get me out of here, get me.
Yeah.
And I want to get out as fast as I can. But me as a kid, I don't think, obviously it wouldn't have clicked in as tight. But as an adult, I probably would have freaked out if I was
Yeah.
sitting there for a half hour and would have been so. But at least Screaming Eagle's just on your lap.
I know what you mean with those shoulder ones, because it feels like they go down, like that last click. It's like, because it's like they almost have to click down to pull back up.
Yeah.
So I'm always paranoid that it's not going to be able to click back down.
Yeah.
In order to go back up.
Yeah, and then you're like, then you start. Well, I start doing you're breathing, and then you feel your chest expand. You're like, oh my gosh, I can't.
I can't breathe.
I can't. It can't expand any further.
I'm gonna die.
Yeah. So I thought about that time. I'm like, there was no helicopter. There was nothing. No one even knew about
They
it.
were like, "Hey, chill out.
Yeah.
Maintenance is walking on
It's
up here.
literally a maintenance problem.
Maintenance is on break, and as soon as they're done eating their corn dogs, they're gonna be up here.
Exactly. I don't
No sense of urgency.
I don't even know how that constitute a news event, because
Yeah.
rides get stuck all the
Yeah.
time. I don't know.
That's
It's
funny.
just a funny thing. Maybe it's because I think it's Harry Potter. The J.K. Rowling, isn't it her birthday or something
No, I
today?
have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know either. I'm
Mm.
just saying that. So, watch any good movies or TV shows or anything this?
Man, not really. I haven't been watching a whole lot. We're only about 5 or 6 episodes into Stranger Things. We're trying to watch that all together
Savor
as
it.
a family. Savor it. Yeah.
I tell you what, that is a great season. I love.
I have so I had a really good conversation with, I shouldn't say, I mean, that sounds dorky, but it's kind of the conversations that we have all the
Conversation.
time. This is so deep, man.
Yeah.
But Lexi's boyfriend, Jesse, we were talking about, the binge watching type thing. And there was a girl who Lexi worked with who watched Stranger Things the entire episode, the entire season, like the morning of the release, and had binge watched all 8 hours before she had started her work shift that day.
Oh, jeez.
And it's like, why? Why do you?
So you can get on Twitter right away and go, oh, I can't.
Yeah, I mean, so we were talking about how, and he's got kind of I guess I'd say like an old soul type thing when it comes to this kind of stuff. He's like, they used to release TV shows in, weekly
Yeah.
buckets. And I'm like, yeah, that's kind of how we're watching this thing. I mean, it's we get a chance to like all be together maybe like once a week, and Yeah, it's kind of like watching. We almost forget like what happened. You got to watch the
Yeah.
recap.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, it's nice because when I watched The Sopranos the first time around, I didn't watch it for like the first 3 seasons or so.
Mhm.
So I got the DVDs and I watched. So it was kind of the
Binge watching.
Binge watching that
of
way.
the day.
But we'd watch like maybe 2 episodes or something. We didn't go nuts
Yeah.
watching 8 in a.
God, it's just
Yeah,
crazy.
I can't do. How many were there? Was it 8? Okay.
this season. There's another show that we started watching, or we watched the first first season on Netflix last year, called Working Moms. I think.
Last year.
Well, the second season just released like last week.
You meant season. I thought you said episode.
Oh yeah, first season last year, and then the second season just came out. But I think that's a really good show. It's a Canadian show, I believe. But
Working Mom.
Working Moms. It's
Oh,
like working
Okay.
without the G. It's what's her name? Catherine Reitman. I think that's Catherine. Yeah, it's Marvin Reitman. Is that his name?
Ivan Reitman.
Ivan Reitman. It's his daughter.
And Jason Reitman.
Jason Reitman did The Office, right? He did some of the
No.
Office episodes.
Maybe, but
Yeah, I've seen his name on there.
He did. I mean, the biggest thing that he's done is Juno, I would say,
Oh, okay.
and he's doing the new Ghostbusters
Oh, yeah.
thing.
No, I've seen his name on the Office credits
Oh,
sometimes.
okay. Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's a good show. Where the second season of that just came out. It's funny, but it's only like 22 minutes because I think it originally was set up to be kind of like a
With
traditional
commercials.
comedy. But I mean, it isn't definitely isn't suitable for any kind of network television.
Canadian television. Though.
Maybe
Yeah.
they have a lot less. But
Yeah.
we'll watch 2 to 3 episodes of that.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, at a time because it's short.
That's fun. So, while we're talking about TV shows, I watched the first episode. There's a show on Amazon Prime that just started Friday. It's called The Boys.
Okay.
I don't know if you've seen previews or anything of it. I've only watched 1 episode. I've never read the comic. It's based off a comic. Really, it's about there's all these superheroes all over the world, okay? And there's this team, kind of like Justice League, like the big, like the best of the best, called the 7.
Mm-hmm.
But all of them are like corrupt, and there's this guy trying to figure out how to get his revenge on them because they're a bunch of corrupt superheroes.
Mhm.
And it's really interesting because it's taken more like a big business. I think it's Vought Corporation. So it's like a corporation that kind of all these superheroes belong to all over the country, and they're like, well, if this city will pay us this much, we'll have our superhero patrol that area, so your crime is down and all that.
Huh.
And talking with congressmen and
Yeah.
senators and stuff. Elizabeth Shue is like kind of the lead role of that conglomerate.
Organization, yeah.
But it's I really enjoyed the first episode. I hope it continues going on.
Is it so? It's pretty well done. Pretty.
It's not it's not for your younger kids.
Oh, okay.
Because there's some nudity in it, and there's
I'll have to check that out.
F-bombs. Yeah.
I haven't been on Prime in a while.
Yeah, it's and the new trailer for Jack Ryan
Oh, really?
came out. So it doesn't have a release date, but
Okay. Is that a second season?
second season.
Cool.
That was a great
Yeah,
show.
that was the main thing that we watched on there.
So I would at least check out the first episode. I think you would enjoy it. I was pretty riveted. I can't wait to watch more.
Let's check it out.
Also, do you see the third Walking Dead show?
No.
I think it. So it says Walking Dead universe,
Huh.
But on the little trailer or preview teaser it gives, it just says The Walking Dead. But on the site that I read it from, it's saying that it appears to be set in the future, like way in the future.
Okay.
Like almost like kids that grew up in this, so they don't even know what being safe is like.
Right.
You know?
Huh.
So it's kind of an interesting take. And then there's those Walking Dead movies too.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything new about those in quite a while.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a little too much. I got tired of the original, and I never watched the Fear the Walking Dead. I know you say that one's pretty good.
Yeah, we haven't stayed current this season, but I didn't. We probably I like that one better than the original Walking Dead.
Yeah. And the comic is done. He put his last issue out.
I mean, gosh, why write more? I mean, the scripts can just continue to write themselves.
Yeah, I mean,
you know?
it gets to the point. Yeah, okay, that's enough.
Yeah, it's TV, but yeah, so this is gonna be another one on AMC. It looks like.
Yeah,
the whole thing is AMC.
Yeah,
those movies. Yeah,
Robert Kirkman's getting paid a lot.
Oh yeah, these movies are starring.
They have Rick in it, right?
Andrew Lincoln. Yeah. And I haven't heard anything about him, but yeah, that was the thing is they were supposed to be like 3 under contract, and then I think he was gonna be done after that.
Yeah, I didn't even get to the point where Rick is off the show, so.
Oh.
And I don't think any of the originals except Daryl are still on the show.
Daryl is, and the what's the other lady's name? The older lady.
Carol.
Carol. Yeah.
Daryl and
Carol. Yeah. And then Michonne, she's on there still. She's been.
Oh no, she's not on there.
Yeah, she's on there.
Oh.
Yeah.
I read that she was off the show.
She was on there last season. She's like the lead character.
And Maggie, I don't even think they.
Yeah, that was
just
so
disappeared.
weird because she started that new show on.
Which failed.
Did it really?
Yeah, it was canceled. Whiskey
oh my
Tango.
Gosh. Yeah.
It was that show.
I wonder if there's a chance that she can come back because they just left it open ended. They were like, and they didn't even on the show. It was so lame. They would, they decided to bring like a new, they didn't have a leader for this group, and she was the leader, and then they decided to, see who would fall, who would step up, and they just kind of said she's off doing.
Well,
something.
She's pregnant too, right?
Yeah, she never had. Did she have the baby? I can't remember.
I don't. That whole thing.
There was some time warps here and there.
Yeah, and I saw so many trailers for that Whiskey Tango show. I'm like, this looks dumb.
I don't even remember what it was about.
I don't know. I don't know.
That's a shame.
But yeah, that got canceled pretty quickly.
That is crazy to give up something that you're clearly capable of running with. I get it.
Network TV.
Sure.
Versus cable show,
And I get it. If I were in that industry, and we've had this conversation before, if you're an actor, I couldn't imagine doing the same thing. It's kind of like a soap opera actor. After a while, you just have the same character for 10 years or so.
I get that it's kind of okay, this is security. That I have job security here. If I jump off this, soap operas, they could always bring you back. Sure. He wasn't really dead, or here's his twin brother. They do that all the time.
Right.
But yeah, I finally watched Shazam. Did you watch that movie?
I have not watched that movie,
it's
but
a good movie.
I've heard good things about it.
It's really good. It's very. There's a. It's a very family friendly.
That's what
there's
I've
a
heard.
few I'd say a little scary type parts, but it's still very unlike any other DC movie. It's very fun,
Yeah. Who are the actors in it?
Do you remember Chuck, the show Chuck?
No.
Zachary Levi. He is the he plays the when he's grown up.
Okay. No.
Because it's a kid that turns into him.
Yeah.
So it's kind of they kind of said it's kind of like a superhero version of Big.
Okay.
But, you could say that, but it's...
Yeah.
It kind of is. But it's interesting.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed that.
I've heard good things.
And the trailer for The Irishman came out today.
Was that the
on
one you
Netflix.
guys were talking about?
Yeah, it's kind of like about Jimmy Hoffa,
Okay.
and it's a Martin Scorsese. Goodfellas, Casino, all the amazing gangster movies.
Yeah.
He's got Al Pacino. What is it? Al Pacino, Joe Pesci, Robert De Niro, Harvey Keitel.
These guys are all so old now.
Oh, I know. Oh, that's the thing. So it's going to take place. So they're going to use some technology, the de-aging process.
Yeah.
You probably have never seen Captain Marvel yet, but Samuel Jackson in that whole movie looked younger than he really is because they used some sort of technology to make him look a lot younger. Well, they're going to do that throughout this movie because it takes place, from the 60s to like the mid 70s, and so people are going to get older.
Huh.
So they're going to age these people and de-age them.
Huh.
Yeah. So, Ray Romano's in it too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he plays a lawyer.
Huh.
They got every Italian they can find, I guess.
No kidding.
So that's gonna be
So that's a
Irish.
show or a movie?
It's a movie. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So looks like that's gonna be good.
Cool.
So, and there's your movie news.
Movie news.
Yeah.
We need a soundbite for that.
Yeah, we don't have one.
Yeah.
So have you seen that pumpkin beers are out?
Yeah, and I also saw that Oktoberfest beers are out, which I think pumpkin is
Which comes first, the Oktoberfest or the pumpkins?
Oktoberfest has October in the name.
Yeah, but it actually a lot of times it's in late September, right?
That was out at Sierra Nevada,
Oh yeah.
and I thought it was ridiculous. I'm like, here we are in mid-July, and you got Oktoberfest on tap?
It's a flavor. It's kind of it's a style though too.
But I mean, and I've had this conversation and argument. We've talked about it. Me as a beer drinker, you have to go with the seasons, and you have that fall season that you can slowly start getting into your Oktoberfest
Heavier beers,
and your Dunkels, your whatever.
Even
your
in the
Browns.
fall, the apple ciders, those
Yeah.
type beers are nice around that time.
Yeah. So to bring out an Oktoberfest in July, that just doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, I don't know.
I think I have some Oktoberfest in the fridge,
Yeah, not from this year.
or last year.
And pumpkins, I don't know. Is that is it still that is there as large of a craze for pumpkin beers as there was a few years ago?
I don't know, but everything becomes pumpkin, around this time. August. Yeah, August. August is like when all that stuff gets released.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Schlafly pumpkin ale, because here's the thing too, they want to make it and they want to have this release last a while. You don't want to make a pumpkin beer
Well,
and
sure.
just have it. You want to have a long season.
Well, you want it to be kind of done by the time October's complete, but
Yeah.
July just seems too soon.
Yeah, but I get excited around the fall. And
Oh yeah,
October.
but we still got
pumpkins.
a long way to go.
I know. It's
I mean,
100 days till Halloween. Something like that.
we're lucky right now. We've got some great weather. We stepped outside this morning. It was like 67 degrees.
Oh, I know, man.
It was great, but I mean, shoot, we still got the dog days of August ahead of us. So, yeah, looking at a pumpkin when it's possibly 100 degrees next month,
Yeah, well,
I'm not in favor.
all the pumpkin cereals and pumpkin snacks, and I mean,
Things we try.
exactly the things we try. We're at the sorry about
jeez.
that. We're at
Stop clapping.
sorry about the clapping. Hold on a minute.
We're at the on the edge of my seat here. We're at the
Cusp
cusp
of the Halloween season.
Oh. Yeah.
I told other Josh, I don't know if you listened last week, there is a zombie Skittles coming out.
Oh.
Do you know what that's going to be like?
No, I have no idea.
So it's basically you're being boozled.
Oh, really?
Like the Jelly Belly one.
Yeah.
So all of them will have, you'll just have a bag of Skittles.
Regular
Some will
colors?
be, they probably have fun flavors like strawberry, blood, Dracula bits, or what. I don't know.
Yeah.
But some will taste like zombie flesh.
Ew. But the colors will be just like the
they'll be
regular
the normal,
rainbow.
so you never know what you're going to get. Just like the Jelly Bellies.
Oh, my God. Huh.
So that'll be interesting.
That will be interesting.
So we'll definitely have to try those on the show. And Bauman will throw up. Pate'll like watching that. He loves.
Yeah. Yeah, true.
All right. That's been a show. You can subscribe to us on all your favorite podcast providers. That would be the Google Play, the Apple Podcast, there's Stitcher out there, Spotify. We're on there. Just find us, Stuck in Beta Podcast. Follow our Twitter, our Facebook, or YouTube, Twitch. We're everywhere. Just go to stuckinbetapodcast.com. You can find out all the info you need. And if you'd like, you can, like this week, Pate added a little money to our food account and got us some tacos.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of where to find us and all that sort of thing, I heard an interesting stat today that only 20% of all podcasts that have ever been uploaded, podcast channels that have been uploaded, only 20% are active.
Oh,
still.
So we're part of the 20%.
Yeah.
So you'd say, what you're saying is we're at least in the 80 percentile of best podcasts.
I would say that.
There you go. Is that a way of saying
that's
it?
a great way to bring that full circle.
There you go. So if you're looking for a podcast that strives for a B average.
And we're always here.
And we're here.
We're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Have you ever listened to a podcast that just disappeared? Like they just stopped?
I did, but
uploading?
Usually they say that, hey, this is our
gonna be
last episode.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
You
I've
know.
never listened to one that stopped that I can think of. But
No, I only have ones that I was like, oh, man, I like that one.
They say that happens a lot, that that they'll be going along and then they like, for whatever reason, that could be just laziness, but also that they think that they're going to make money off of it.
Oh, we make so much money off this.
I mean, it's so easy to make money off this. I don't
Billions and billions. What are we on? This is episode 145.
Yeah.
We probably have made, let's see, $1.45.
Thanks, Pate.
Yeah. Pate and Mike are our biggest fans.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if you want to be a big fan, donate today.
You'll get your name announced.
Yep. So I guess that's it. Do you have the outro music?
I think so.
All right. See you next time.